looks like we're downtown here on the corner of what, Essex Street
and Washington Square.
Washington Square.
And we're right on the corner where Louis B. Mayer started his movie career.
Wow.
He bought a small theater here. I believe it was called the Gem at the time. Changed it to the Lafayette and got started there. Then he built his own theater on the other side of the square, just past where the bank building is now.
Okay.
And that was the Colonial Theater. And then he got into booking pictures. He saw a different end of it.
Right.
And from there on, he moved right up through the industry into the production of movies themselves. So he made and broke stars, put pictures, some of the biggest pictures made. Of course, he had the biggest studio at the time with MGM.
Right.
What's not generally known, Larry, was that Louis Mayer came to Haverhill from Canada. He didn't start here in Haverhill. He started in Canada. And he was in the junk business.
Is that right? Junk
yes,
business,
it was. And
some people would say that's apropos.
Well,
but
should have seen the movies he put in his theater. Anyway, it was quite a popular theater at the time. It was third or fourth run theater, but it got some early runs, Frankenstein and Dracula, that kind of thing.
Oh yeah.
And Bill Miller and his brother Frank worked at that theater when their father was manager.
Son of a gun.
Yeah, and of course he went on from there to become the biggest name in Hollywood.
Right.
He and Sam Goldwyn, Metro Goldwyn Mayer. And
did you ever get to actually talk or interview him?
yes, when he came here through the Chamber of Commerce dinner.
Great.
He wanted to see what his theater looked like now. Then we went over to the Colonial. We went into the stage area.
Wow.
It used to be big vaudeville.
Well,
And they had all the dressing rooms there and everything that went with
great.
a real theater. This is Louis B. Mayer as a young man, obviously. And he was, as we were saying, he was in the unglamorous business of dealing in junk. But he was quick to realize the potential of the movie business. And when he got a chance to buy his first theater, he did it with borrowed money. And Captain Red Slavett will insist to this day that his father loaned Louis B. Mayer the money to start with. This is the first theater that he owned. Of course, it was enlarged and decorated a lot better by this time. This is when he was here in 1954, a guest of the Chamber of Commerce. And I took this one on Essex Street, of course, where the Stefanota's flower shop is now. And that was where he got his start in the movie business. So it was quite an occasion when he came here because the Chamber of Commerce made it a big operation. They showed him with Mayor Bernard Durgan, City Manager Dan McLean. Showed him at the entrance of his other theater, the Colonial, the second one. This was on Merrimack Street. No, that's the entrance is the old Lafayette. With George Crossan from the Chamber of Commerce and Austin Watson from the Chamber of Commerce. And he stopped and talked to people on Essex Street, just like he was glad to see them and talk to them. Frank Coburn was the manager of the Colonial and the Paramount. So that was quite a visit by Mayer in that time. And that was probably the last time he was in Haverhill. Okay, here we are on the steps of City Hall when he visited Haverhill. He's the second from the left. I don't know who the priest was, and nobody could recall his name. But on the far right is Austin Watson of the Chamber of Commerce, president. Next to him, in the hat, is George Crossan, who was secretary of the Chamber of Commerce. And in the back in the middle is one of the McGregor brothers, with the bankers. And in the far rear on the left is police officer Charlie Turner. There was quite a reception at City Hall.